So earlier this year, Hasbro and Playmates announced that they'd be remastering the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers through the power of AI, an AI upscale of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and maybe later seasons would get the treatment eventually down the line. Well, we've got our first look at that AI upscale of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and let me tell you something, it's not that impressive. I know some people in the fandom might try and glaze it and say it's amazing, say it looks good. I've watched a few channels here and there, you probably know who I'm talking about, but this does not look impressive. And I know that the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Super Sentai was filmed in the 90s, so the film footage, or I guess the quality, would be in like 480p at least. And for them to do like a standard film to like a HD upscale would be a bit of a challenge. But with the power of AI, with what they've done here, well, this ain't it, Chief, in my opinion. So what I'll do is I will sort of jump to this screen, and I don't want to play too much of this because if I do, I'll probably get clipped and sniped from Toei, Hasbro, and everyone else involved. So this is what they did. They uploaded the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme, and you can probably tell right away with what the difference is. So here, they've sort of enhanced the brightness. The sky here, filmed on the moon or filmed on the sort of like the wastelands. You can see here that they've removed the grain, so it's just got this sort of weird brush stroke of everything going on around it. I mean, I don't know if this is the logo they've got here or this is something else, but you can kind of see this here in place of it. So I'm going to play it a little bit. I'll scrub through it. That's the best thing I can do without getting caught. So here what we'll do, here is Rita coming out of a dumpster. Here you can see the brightness on Machiko Shoga is a lot more brighter up here. So more lighting on her face, they've enhanced the brightness. Like I said, the sky here, you can see blue with a little bit of green here. Here, it looks like what the AI upscale has done is it's removed the grain, which grain is kind of important in the grand scheme of things because that's what does sort of make it look neat. I don't want to say niche. It's what gives it its quality for what it was back then. And here, they kind of just smoothed it all out and they removed it. So with them smoothing it all out, it doesn't look the best. So you can definitely tell here that they've upped the brightness with a few bits here, especially on their clothing. Then we'll play this bit here with the command center. See, this is where you can definitely tell where the AI upscaling is coming into play, because here, like I said, the grain is removed in the blue sky. It's just a basic blue sky. And then you can see the lighting enhanced on the hills here. And you can tell that it's definitely smoothed down up here compared to what it looks like down here. So whatever AI upscaling they're using, it's definitely smoothing out a lot of grain and edges with what they've done here. So here's one of them that we want to show. So Zordon we've got here. So Zordon's, like I said, another prime example. So this is like a famous iconic Power Rangers shot we've got here. You've got Zordon in the tube, and it looks like here that, like I said, he's more smoothed out in the tube and the brightness has increased. So it does look a little bit weird for someone like Zordon here. So let me just jump forward because there's one that I think that I noticed a lot. So here's the scene with Trini, and you can see here on this pose here, the brightness has increased. So sort of like how can I word this? You can see that the skin on her arms and her, the lighting on her skin here has definitely increased. You can see more of a brightness here. Like I said, more smoothing out. Here in the juice bar here, you can definitely tell that the brightness is on, and they've sort of smoothed out the edges when they turn on the lighting here. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but this is what I'm noticing. Oh, that's something you can tell here. Look at her jacket. Look at Trini's little vest here and here. So you can definitely tell that the colors have been sort of washed out, and the creases have gone as well. So it's removed the creases within her clothes, like here, right here. Like you can see that, like you can see the creases in Trini's vest here. That's been sort of smoothed out and it's been removed entirely. Not only that, the yellowness in her vest, where it's this bright yellow that we all know it for from that opening, has been washed out into like a boring yellow, you could say. Okay, I just want to jump around here. We've got Zach doing... Okay, let's have a look at this one. So, like again, Zach dancing in the park. Like I've mentioned here, the background's all washed out. Now, going to Kimberly here. Amy Jo. This is a weird pose I'm doing it in. So, watch this with Amy. So, so you can see here, again, that the color in their clothes are washed out. They're brightened. Mouse is in a weird spot right now, but you know what I mean. So the pink here, a lot more dark with the lighting. Here, like you got dark lighting here, because she's on a certain pose. The AI upscaling has basically washed out the lighting and it's made things look more of a blob with how this pink looks. I mean, because they've removed the lighting and the grain from how old the footage is, then the clothes just look like someone's done like the Microsoft paint bucket and put it over it. So you can definitely tell that here. What's another thing you can look at? Let's see, Billy, you've got the putties here. Like I said, things have just been smoothed out with this AI for better or for worse. So I think the best joke I've heard is they went from 480p to 485p is the best thing I've heard. But again, the Jew Ranger footage, that's what I'm really curious to see once we have like episode 1 in hand, because the Jew Ranger footage is from 1992 and it was filmed on film. So there's that going on. But then again, look at the power coins. See, the power coins look very washed out with the coloring here. And even the old Sentai effects that we've got from back in the day, those special effects are very washed out as well. Look, I know there's going to be some people within the fandom who are going to glaze this and say this looks amazing, but even though I've kind of rambled on and tripped over my own words, repeated myself, and it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, even someone who's probably studied film can tell you that, like, yeah, this doesn't look good, or this doesn't look right with how they've done it. Because like I said, a lot of people have pointed out that they've upped the brightness and they've removed the grain. So removing the grain, it just feels a little bit unnatural. There we go with Zordon. So Zordon here, back in the 90s, like I said, cheap effect. Here, with him in the tube, they've removed the lighting. Well, they've increased the lighting, so he looks a lot more brighter here compared to down there. And then David Fielding's face kind of looks like it's been smoothed over a little bit more than it is, which you can definitely see with the creases here. Looks like they've definitely run it over with some kind of brush with the AI upscale. And again, this is like another thing that they've done. Like I said, they've increased the brightness with some of the shots. Like, look at Austin St. John's face here, where you can sort of see the dark lighting where it was filmed. Here, they've upped the brightness, and they've kind of smoothed over his face with whatever the AI upscale was doing. Like, you can definitely see a difference here. There we go. So, that's what I'm looking for. It sucks that this is a YouTube short. Again, here is the original shot of the Tyrannosaurus Zord being summoned. Original. You've got the rocks here, very dark. Here, enhanced, they look like they've been smoothed out, and that's been ruined. The sky here, blue here, it's been smoothed out here, and then a lot of details like the clouds here, you can barely see. It looks like they've been run over, or they've been sort of like edged off with everything going on. So that's crazy to see as well. Oh, and they've done the logo as well. Okay, I didn't watch the entire thing to see that. Again, that's crazy that they're doing it like that. So they've got their new logo in board. And I don't know if anyone else knows this, but if you've seen the new toy commercial that Playmates put out like earlier this week, or whenever, like a week whenever this video came out, but they basically made a commercial with AI and they made a song out of AI. So whatever the heck they're doing with this marketing campaign for AI and their upscaling, I'm not the biggest fan of it. And I don't know if I'm looking too forward with this AI upscale of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I know AI can be a tool to enhance some things, but with a show as old as Power Rangers, it looks like it's just they've used an AI tool that's upped the brightness to make it sort of look more shinier, and it's smoothed out all the grain within like the quality of the film, which is things that makes old stuff like that look special, regardless of if you like it or not. But like I said, I probably don't know what I sound like I'm talking about, because I know some things about film, I know a little bit things about film, but if you're like an expert at this, you can probably tell that this does not look right. But that could just be me. But anyway, guys, what do you think of this AI upscale of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? Are you a fan of it? Are you not a fan of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the description down below.